A little midday detect talk here, boys. 10:42. My use of metal detectors for the remainder of the day is probably limited, maybe even zero, because of some engagements. So who is the sharpshooter? You know, I don't never show my face. You don't need to see my face, do you? Who is the old sharpshooter? Well, I'm going to tell you a few things here. Now, this is all true, and I've not made this shit up, okay? When I was 12 years old, I come from the Kentucky school system into the Tennessee school system. The 6th week of the 6th grade. October, I guess it was. Early October. Well, my math teacher, I wasn't in that school system long. This math teacher, I don't know, she was probably in her 50s. She said, "Damn, you need to go be a professor." I was teaching her shit. Okay? She says, "I ain't never seen nobody like you, sharpshooter." And she didn't call me sharpshooter back then. My first name is David. Well, so then I move into the 7th grade. And I get this teacher, and she never did like me much for some reason, you know. She's a math teacher. So, you know, we come to class one day, and the very beginning of the classes, I guess, were like 45, 50 minutes long. That was a session, you know. And I sort of knew the different people in the class, you know. I knew where they sort of fit in, if you know what I'm talking about. So she hands out this 40-question test. Well, about 16 minutes later, those sharpshooters out walking to the front of the class handed her that test, and there was one female in that class. Now she was sharp too, okay, or sharper. We'll use that term. Well, them people in that class, you know, like, God, I know what they're thinking, you know. I think this was a 40-question test. It's about 4 pages long, math questions. So about 16 minutes, those sharpshooters walking to the front of the class, and he hands this teacher this test. She's looking at me with this funny eyes, you know. And she couldn't wait to get that damn red pen of hers out. Cause she had done made up her mind. Now this is when I first got her, at the very beginning of the 7th grade. So she didn't know me very well. So she grabbed that red pen. She snatched that red pen off that desk, boys. She took that answer key she had, boys, and she went through that damn test. And I'm sort of sitting back in the class and I'm watching her. Of course, you know, the rest of the class, you know, they're on, hell, some of them still on page 1 of that damn test when I walked up there to the front of the class and handed mine in. Shit, I could answer most of them questions just by, I didn't have to even do any calculations. I mean, I could do my calculations mentally. I didn't need to do no longhand bullshit, you know, to come up with the right answer. Everybody else finally turns in their papers. Right before the end of the class, she handed them back. Well, sharpshooter missed one, okay? Missed one. Now, I intentionally, and I'm not going to lie to you, I intentionally took that test as fast as I could take it. Intentionally. And what I'm talking about is the question I missed, I probably wouldn't have missed had I have took the whole 45 minutes to take the test, okay? But I did it intentionally because I just wanted to see what people's reaction would be. You know, I wanted to see this teacher. She's passed away now, bless her heart. So you want to know who the sharpshooter is? That's who I am, okay? I was in the Air Force, inertial navigation Doppler radar technician, okay? And when I was in the Air Force, I'm not going to say any more, okay? Because if I do, you know, everybody else thinks sharpshooter's bragging, okay? But all I'll say is this. The officers that were in the military that supervised me, had command over me, and some of the enlisted that had supervision over me, okay? When a problem showed up and it couldn't be solved, you know what happened? I'll let you guess. Okay. I even got involved, if you can believe this, I even got involved indirectly with systems on aircraft. It wasn't even part of my specialty. I even made comments in conference room meetings. And of course everybody's heads would roll and their eyes would roll, and even I remember this one officer, a colonel, the room got quiet. This old problem on this airplane couldn't be fixed. It was part of the anti-icing system. So I spoke up and just made one simple I asked one question. Have you all changed the circuit breaker on that aircraft? They've been working on this damn thing for a week. And it kept popping the circuit breaker. Well, you know, Sharpshooter'd been in the Air Force by that time. He'd been in about 11 years. But all the debriefings that I went to, you know, where they debrief airplanes, a lot of your problems with anti-ice, it draws so much current it pops a circuit breaker. So Sharpshooter, knowing what he knows about electronics, on these those C-130 airplanes, the damn anti-ice circuit breaker, due to malfunctions, a lot of them been popped zillions of times. Well, you know what that means, right? That means that circuit breaker, every time that sumbitch gets hot, that metal in there gets hot and it pops, the metal loses its ability to hold a load due to the way it's engineered, okay? Well, I never did hear any more about that airplane. Evidently, they changed the circuit breaker on it. And that old colonel, he never liked me either, okay? He never did like me. But you know what? I wasn't afraid to speak up. When I think I can help, I'm not afraid to speak up. So that's who the sharpshooter is for you out there all wondering, okay? I could tell you some more stories, but I won't. That's going to do it for the Who is the Sharpshooter. I hope you enjoyed.